What's up guys, it's Chachi Power here with CollectionDX to do a review of King Kong, the 8th wonder of the world. This is the new S.H. MonsterArts figure and it comes to us from Angles.com. Make sure you check them out. And this is the box, just a standard S.H. MonsterArts box, a little bit bigger, taller I should say, than the Godzilla boxes. And this is the first non-Godzilla S.H. MonsterArts figure. A lot of people thought they would just continue on with the Godzilla, but here we have proof that that is not true. Alright, so we look at the back here. You see the different poses you can achieve with King Kong. Now, when I do say the poses you can achieve, there's just one I have not been able to achieve, and it's this little guy back here. You'll see he's squatted down, face forward, head straight up. Kind of impossible to do with the figure. I can get close to doing it, but some people may not want to because it does require really hard banging of the plastics themselves, and they kind of get shined up from the scraping. But for those of you that don't care, you are able to get something close to that, as you can see in the written review. Make sure you check that out over on CollectionDX.com. So let's go ahead and check out the figure. Here's King Kong. I've already gone ahead and used one of his alternate hands, which is the one here with the female Andaro, as seen in Peter Jackson's King Kong, which this version of Godzilla is based on. So this is what you would see in a movie. The only differences I've seen so far, before we get into the rest of the figure, is that in the movie you kind of see like some gray hair going on back here, like the stripe of the gorillas. He has no painted detail like that whatsoever. The figure is mostly black. It's sort of not glossy and not really a matte finish, sort of like a satiny finish. Some parts do gleam a little bit. It almost does really look like hair, but as you can see, it's just hard plastic, alright? Now, usually hard plastic figures do not have any type of articulation, but this is a MonsterArts figure we're talking about, so it's got tons. Alright? Before I do show you the articulation, I will show you the other accessories it does come with. So besides the hand you see here, which is one of the alternate hands with his little girlfriend there, he does come with a weapon holding hand, which in this case is a log. It actually does do quite a good job of looking like real wood, except this is PVC. Alright, then you have the closed fisted hand, which is the standard hand. Okay, you have the open hand, you have the knuckle scraping hand here. This is for that pose that I say is a bit difficult to get. It does have a standard face. Okay, this is the face it comes with out of the box, which I think is the best one out of the whole set. But in case you don't need him screaming and looking like he's going to kill everybody, you can have this one. Still looks pissed off regardless. Alright, and you also get this face here, which is kind of a doofy little face, but you'll see there. The mouth actually goes in pretty deep, so it kind of really looks like a real ape head. Good details, good sculpting all around. They did a great job again, like I said, with the sculpting. Everything looks cool. The only thing that is kind of off on this, I guess, is the logo they put down here on the foot. I'm guessing that's a licensing thing. They have to show it somewhere on there. The other place you're going to find a lot of the licensing bits are right here when you remove the face. Every time you remove the face, you're going to see this here, which is not a big deal because it is covered when you put on a new face. The only thing you really have to put up with is the bottom of the foot logo here, which isn't bad. It's just a Kong logo, and most of the time you're not going to see it. But if you're going to have them sitting down, be aware that this will show. So like I said, I was going to show the articulation, but I do want to show it with the angry face because that's my favorite face out of all of them. Alright, so because this is an S.H. MonsterArts figure, it does have high articulation, just like the figure arts for the regular action figures. A little bit more limited since this is a beast after all. Okay, so we're going to start off with the head. The head on a ball joint, as is almost all of the other joints on this figure. And this is one of the things I wanted to get into during the video, but let's just start off now since it did pop off. Like I said, they're held on with ball joints. I didn't really move the head far enough for it to pop out, but it did. It may be my fault for not securing it all the way down, but it is an issue I do find on this figure and a lot of other MonsterArts figures, is that the parts do pop off. That's not necessarily a bad thing since they do pop on rather easily, but you know, it gets a little annoying when you're trying to get a pose and all of a sudden something pops off. But like I said, that's the head, neck area here. You have the shoulders, which have a good range of movement. You have the bicep swivel. Okay, you have a double jointed elbow here, which looks a bit odd if you do try to use the second joint there, but you know, overall not too bad. It also swivels on that forearm bit right there. Then the hands obviously move also, since they're also on the ball joint. You have the upper chest area here for a good amount of movement, and like I said, some of the movements when you go to turn them, there's plastic scraping, which is not a big deal. It's plastic, but the thing is, it will start shining up after wearing out, and it might look a little weird, just so you guys know. And then the lower waist area here, all right, also ball joints, the legs here, all right, which move up and down, and there is limited movement. You can force them beyond normal movement, but again, that's up to you guys. If you start seeing some scratching of the plastic. You have the knee area here and the calf area, all right, swivels right there. Sound like ratchets, but it's just the plastic squeaking against each other. Got the ankles, and then you have the toes here, which are on a little pin. Now, the only reason I'm mentioning the plastic scraping together is because it's plastic. Eventually it's going to just wear out. I don't have any kind of markings like that, except for around this area. It looks like some of the plastic has been pushed in from the edge, but it's really not noticeable. So don't be too afraid to pose this guy. Now, I did want to recreate the pose where he's on all fours. You will need to put the knuckle scraping hands like this, obviously on both sides. And for this pose, I'm going to use the other, if I can just get the hand down here, I'm going to use the other face, which is just this one right here. Alright, now here's the problem. You obviously want him on all fours just like this. Alright, you want his legs or his feet to be flat on the ground. Alright, so you pretty much have it how it is here, except in the picture his head is straight. He's almost like he's standing up, but this part is already curved a good amount. I can't really do that without really overstressing the figure. And then the legs are not straight. So I don't know how they've managed to get that pose. You can't fake it like I am right there. But if we take a look at the actual picture, it looks a lot more natural than the pose I have with the legs spread like this. I kind of want the feet flat on the ground, but you can do it. It's not you know, that you really can't. It's just not going to look exactly like it does on the box, but you can pretty much get away with this. Another thing I wanted to show you guys, which I should have showed you when I was showing off the accessories, is how he holds the log. You put the log holding hand, which is just the fist with the hole there, and simply insert this right here, and he's got himself a little weapon. Alright, now there's not much else to say, guys. It's just a highly articulated King Kong. I will say that this, I will say again, the sculpting is excellent. The paint applications, some toys, when you get tampo printed eyes, the one eye's looking one way, one's looking the other. The tampo printing of the eyes on all the heads is excellent. It's an incredible detail that they have on those eyes. They look really well painted. They look scary, to tell you the truth. And the detail of the open mouth head, incredible. Incredible. Looks like a miniature gorilla. Now, even though this figure doesn't have a lot of contrasting details, one of the things that do stand out is the red scratches there. And it's a little bit hard to point out on video, but you'll notice the black, the actual hair on this figure is not shiny. But if you reflect right on the blood, it's got a high gloss to it. It looks like they painted it red and then they just took a high gloss clear paint right over it to make it look wet. And he's got the detail on the chest there. He's also got it right on his back, little big gash there, little teeny one here, and then some on his shoulder there. I'm gonna assume this is when he was attacked by the T-Rex, although the T-Rex has kind of just bit his arm here. I don't know where these gashes are from. I haven't watched the movie in a while, but excellent job. Now, as you can see, King Kong does a great job of standing on its own, but should you want to put him in the pose that's difficult to have him stand up, you can always use a stand, and you can use a stand just for the standard pose too if you want, but let's say you want to have him with his foot up, you can go ahead and do that. Just balance him on there just like that. Alright, so the stand is nice and clear, so it's not too obtrusive, but it is still quite visible. It does occupy a good amount of space from the rear. Otherwise, very happy that the stand is included. Alright, now having said that, guys, that's pretty much all I can say about this figure. If you like King Kong, you will definitely enjoy the figure. If you want to pick one up, you can head over to angles.com. And make sure you check out the written review. I've taken some photos there. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Until next time, goodbye.